This morning we pick up in Psalm 81 and verse 3 as we continue the dialogue about God's call to judgment at the end of the seventh millennium. Prophetically, the Day of Atonement is God's call to judgment at the end of the 1,000-year reign of Christ from Jerusalem. We read in Hebrews 12:18 through 19. You did not come to a physical mountain, to a place of flaming fire, darkness, gloom, and whirlwind, as the Israelites did at Mount Sinai, when God gave them his laws. For they heard an awesome trumpet blast and a voice with a message so terrible that they begged God to stop speaking. We read in Hebrews 12:22 through 24, Now you have come to Mount Zion, to the city of the living God, the heavenly Jerusalem, and to thousands of angels in a joyful assembly. You have come to the assembly of God's firstborn children, whose names are written in heaven. You have come to God himself, who is the judge of all people. You have come to the spirits of the redeemed in heaven, who have now been made perfect. You have come to Jesus, the one who mediates the new covenant between God and his people, and to the sprinkled blood, which graciously forgives instead of crying out for vengeance as the blood of Abel did. Hebrews 12:26 through 27 reads, When God spoke from Mount Sinai, his voice again shook the earth, and he makes another promise. Once again I will shake the earth, but the heavens also. This means that all things on earth will be shaken, so only eternal things will be left. It should become clear to all that Hebrews 12:26 through 27 applies to the beginning of the seventh millennium, after the battle of Armageddon and 1,000 years before the great white throne judgment, so that at the end of the millennial reign of Christ, only eternal things will be left. The shofar is to be sounded the year of Jubilee at the end of the 7 Sabbath years, or 49 years, which will occur on the 10th day of Tishri, after the covenant people have prepared themselves, the Day of Atonement, when all things in Israel will be restored. We read in Leviticus 25:9 through 14. You shall unsound a ram's horn abroad. On the 10th day of the 7th month, on the Day of Atonement, you shall sound a horn throughout your land. You shall thus consecrate the 50th year and proclaim a release through the land to all its inhabitants. It shall be a jubilee for you. Each of you shall return to his own property, and each of you shall return to his family. You shall have the 50th year as a jubilee. You shall not sow, nor reap its aftergrowth, nor gather in from its untrimmed vines. For it is a jubilee, it shall be holy to you. You shall eat its crops out of the field. On this year of Jubilee, each of you shall return to his own property. If you make a sale, moreover, to your friend, or buy from your friend's hand, you shall not wrong one another. Since we don't know exactly when Jubilee is, we can only conclude by scriptural consistency that our Messiah will mount his throne in Jerusalem in the year of Jubilee. That is the restoration of all things. For instance, offered only as a suggested marker, which some calculated, if the year that Jerusalem came under Israel's authority, 1967, was a Jubilee year, then 50 years from that date would be 2017, and sadly that date has come and gone. Folks, these are ifs. No one knows the day nor the hour but the Father himself. God wants us to be prepared so that when these events take place, we will know that this is still his plan. He is in control and we are watchmen. Therefore, we should be able to warn and share with others God's design as he continues to separate for himself a people.